The button has been pushed. Hello and welcome. And if you noticed, it may look a little different this time because my computer is absolutely fucked and has been for almost 2 weeks. We're doing this. I did last week's episode from my phone, which is a challenge. This week we're going live from my wife's laptop. What up, boys? How you doing?
Pretty good, bud. How about yourself?
I mean, I keep paying the nerds to try to fix my MacBook, and I really, really just want it fixed.
Did they tell you what's wrong with it?
Yeah, there's a chip that's burnt out that's creating a short, and then it's heating up. It's all kinds of shit. And fucking, of course, the Genius Bar is just like, oh, just buy a new $3,000 computer. I'm like, God damn it, no, I don't want to do that. So, I'm very ignorant, and we're gonna figure it out. But we're getting shit done. Had a fucking awesome weekend. Hung out with you guys on Friday.
That was a hoot, as the kids say these days.
And
Yeah,
then
it was awesome.
Tyler doubled down. So yeah, we just wanted to have a boys episode, right? We wanted to talk about some of the stuff that we've been doing, what's been going on. Big shout out to Silas, Herman, Magoo, and the Pickpockets, right?
Yes, Pickpockets. That was the opener.
Bro, those guys were good.
That was a lot of fun. That was one of those fun shows where you show up early to get up front for the band you're there to see, but then a lot of the people in the audience are talking about the opener. So that was a threefer because you don't always get three bands you enjoy on a ticket like that, but all three of them were a lot of fun.
Yeah, man, it was wild. The Pickpockets, they're from Salt Lake City, I think. And then what was crazy was they came out first song, it was double acoustic guitars, right? And I was like,
Hmm.
oh, guitars. And then after the first song, old bro switched to an electric guitar in a bluegrass band, and that fucked. I'm not gonna lie, dude. That was pretty killer.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was awesome, man. They were spot on.
it was. They played Slewfoot. They played a bunch of their originals, which were all super, super good. I felt like they absolutely killed it. And the crowd was into it. We were at Cervantes Other Side in Denver. How many does that hold? 'Cause
It's like three, maybe 400, and that's if it's packed, which I think it was because it was basically shoulder to shoulder in there for a while, and it was also conservatively I think it was 1,200 degrees in the front of that stage.
I will fucking tell you because of that stupid yellow sweater that I wear everywhere.
You could take that sweater off.
No, I can't, bro. It's become part of the band. And then when fucking Eric came up to me after the show and he's like, man, every time I just look out for that yellow sweater, I'm like, well, fuck, okay, here we go.
You're getting that feedback that means you're not going to make any changes. I respect that.
Oh, dude. Well, the first thing is we got the fan art, right? And then the real thing was Tyler was at Ball Arena at Billy Strings, and he sent the fucking video from the upper deck, and he didn't even have to zoom in. He was in section. Weren't you at the
I was at
very?
the very top. I took my whole family, so I was at the very, very top, man. And I could spot you anytime I look down at the pit. You're bright yellow. You could switch it up and wear a t-shirt, because this summer, dude, it's going to be hot, bro. So you should, I think you got a t-shirt at that gas station. We're heading to Arkansas. You could probably switch it up and do a t-shirt. I was thinking about that, dude. When I patted your back and you were soaked in sweat.
Yeah, yeah, dude, it was brutal.
Is I'm up front, right? So I'm trying not to drink a bunch to then have to piss to leave.
Yeah.
But then it's so fucking hot and I'm just sweating through these fucking layers. Shay's almost passing out. Alex is fucking, she's like, I gotta get out of here. Everybody was so fucking hot. There was a moment in Silas when Silas was playing, I was like, oh, I'm either gonna die or I'm just gonna get through it. Whatever. We'll figure it out. And I was ready to fucking pass out like you did, Shay. But we rode through it and it's for the brand, man. It's for the brand. And it's gonna be super dope when we have a what's the reason for this patch on the back of that fucking thing. But you're 100% correct. I do need to switch to a shirt. So it was fucking awesome weekend. We stayed in town. So Silas, Herman, and the Tone Unit, which is Silas's new band, they played after the Pickpockets, and then Magoo, our boys, headlined Cervantes Other Side. So Shay was a fucking wild man, because as you can see, he's not at his house.
Oh my god. That was I for those of you that are friends with me on Facebook, I had a bunch of people see my post and send me messages and they're like, "Are you serious?" But yeah, I went to that show, and then I guess the show let out at what 12, 15, 12, probably about 12. I left the venue at about 12:30. Because we had to stay around and ham it up for a little bit. By the time I got home in Boulder, it was 1:30, and I had just enough time to throw some stuff in a suitcase, take like maybe an hour and a half, 2 hour power nap, and then get up at 4, drive to the airport, catch a plane at 7:30, so I could come here to Florida to visit my dad for the week. So I was basically dead yesterday.
You didn't even fucking pack before you went to the show?
I had mostly packed, but I needed to throw my shoes and my toothpaste and stuff in there.
Okay, the last little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was funny. Shay's like, yeah, I'm going to take it easy on a Friday night at Magoo. And Tyler and I are like, oh, yeah, okay, that's real fun.
Everybody kept being like, so are you really catching a flight? Do you really have to get leave for the Denver International Airport at 4 a.m.? And I was like, yes, I do. And they're like, Shay, it's 12:30. I'm like, yes, I know. It's like, it's an hour drive back to Boulder. I'm aware, and I'm not happy about it, but I'm going to do what needs to be done.
Listen, we were determined, and they fucking made it worth it, you guys. That show was hot. The Pickpockets, obviously, coming out with that electric guitar was fucking super dope. Very cool. Played a bunch of originals, played some covers. Totally got into the crowd. Talked to the lead singer. We're going to try to get him on. They're coming back again, I think, in June. So we another band to look out for. But then Silas came out, and boy, those dudes were gritting through their teeth and ready to fucking burn the place down. It was wild, and you could see like there was some nervous jitters as they're all up there looking at each other, and then they just fucking got into it, and it turned into a party, to say the least.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that whole thing, the level of energy in that show, basically from start to finish, was just top tier. It was definitely an all gas no brake scenario, and I'm fucking here for it.
Yeah, it was nonstop, fast paced. It was a party, lots of jumping around.
It was, and then Silas played some of his originals, played some covers. That fucking Ruben's Train at the end of the set was intense. Of course, we were the dickheads with a bunch of whistles again. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
I'm
be honest with you, man. We do. We just need to start bringing we need to get a backpack of train whistles and just pass them out to the entire audience in line out front, and we'll probably not be allowed in the venue anymore after that. But it might be a really fun show.
But the bands fucking love it, right? Like they were into it. Bro.
They're not telling us to stop, so like it's one of those things.
Somebody said bring him out. Was it Magoo? It was like, where are those train whistles out? So
fucking
they're kind of egging it on.
CJ is one to encourage our bad habits, and I'm very thankful for that.
Yes, we appreciate you, Cortland. And he's like, my name's Cortland, and we're like, God damn it, what are you going by this time? Okay, whatever you want us to call you, Mr. Mandolin Man of Magoo.
Yeah.
But dude, yeah, no. So Silas was absolutely shredding. So he has put together a band consisting of a bunch of other great musicians. So he's got Jack on guitar. He's got, obviously, Cyrus is playing in the mandolin. He has, who's their bass player? I forgot what his name was. Carson's their fiddle player, and then Sam is the banjo player. Sam was actually part of the Little Smokies.
Yeah.
And then with all the shit that's happened with that, it's pretty cool that he was able to transition and get in. Carson, their fiddle player, bro, that dude is fucking wild.
He was trying to saw that thing in half.
Bro, he was cutting that thing down, and it sounded great. And like you said, it was all gas, no brakes, which is fucking insane, right? Because it was, 4 hours of just straight fire. Like, we could not stop. And we were having a good time. We had a crew with us, right? And one of our buddies in Denver, it's actually legal to have psilocybin. So somebody had gifted our buddy a bunch of capsules of mushrooms, right?
Yeah, he gets.
Bro, it was over a quarter ounce.
Oh yeah. Those capsules, the way they weigh out is usually it's 3 capsules equals a gram. Give or take a tenth of a gram, probably, and he gets them, and then proceeds to take all 24, which equals out to about anywhere between 7 and 8 grams. And he looks at me in the middle of the show, and he's like, "I took all those capsules. How many was that?" And I was like, "Well, I looked at the bag. It was 24." And he goes, "Is that a lot?" And I'm like. And at this point, I can see that our friend is transitioning into a being of pure thought and energy and emotion.
He took a hero dose. That kid was another fucking planet.
It's great because he gave one to a friend of ours who's like, "Hey, can I have one?" We're like, "Yeah, sure." And he takes one, and then half an hour later, he's like, "Hey, can I have another one?" He's like, "I ate them all." Sorry.
Dude, but that kid had a blast. And it's awesome because he's like the sweetest man in the world, right? And he's like, "Oh, Kodi, I love you. I want to hang out. How are the girls? What are you like?" Just like really fucking genuine, right? And then him being in an intergalactic time space, right? Dude, he was having so much fun. He had the fucking squinty eye. Like there was a picture that we had posted where it's like, "Can you fix a kid that ate 7 grams of mushrooms?"
Yeah, he had a good time. Thankfully, he can walk home from Cervantes, so he was just like, "Oh, I'll be good," and then he just went off into the night, like just.
No. We'll get to that a little bit later. And he kept telling us, he's like, "No, bro, no, I'm 10 minutes. I can walk home. I can walk home." We're like, "The fuck you are," because we brought this dude to Colorado Springs, and then he was taken by a couple and disappeared for an entire night and day. So we wanted to make sure that he was taken care of, right? And so we're all vibing, having a good time. Silas absolutely crushed it. Um, I was super stoked for Magoo, right? Like, obviously, we've been chasing these boys for a few years. We absolutely love them, promote the shit out of them. A couple years ago, I was at the Mission Ballroom and I snuck in a huge confetti cannon in my ass crack and I popped it during Wargasm. And it was literally like fucking one of the best moments I had had at a show, like this big ass fucking confetti cannon going off at Wargasm. And I sent you boys a picture after I went because I had to buy my daughter a birthday present for a friend that she was going to over the weekend. And I was like, "Hey boys, look, I'm strapped. I'm coming in." And so you fuckers never show up early, and I can't leave an empty chair. So I got there about an hour before the show to wait in line before they opened up, and there's maybe 7 of us there, right? Shout out to Rick and Julie Getz. They were there first, big supporters of Silas. They actually started a Silas in the Tone Unit Facebook group, so go check that out, get into it.
Cool.
There's like 7 of us going in through security, right? And like, normally what I do is I like take out everything but the shit I don't want to take out of my pockets. It's not going to beep. We've talked to security before that says, "Oh no, like not everything gets scanned or whatever it is." So I have this fucking confetti cannon in my crotch, and I'm taking things out. I go through the security camp. Beep beep beep. Fuck. Okay. Walk back out, and I'm hoping that they're just gonna fucking let me go. I take out my Chomper business cards. I take out this. I go back and forth about 4 or 5 times. Keep setting the fucking alarm off. Keep setting it off. The security guards, there's nobody else there. They're like, "What the fuck is it? Is it your belt? What's going on?" I'm not going to tell him, like, "Oh, hey, I got a fucking confetti cannon." So I was like, "Oh, it must be my belt." He's like, "Oh, just take it off and then you can get through." And I was like, I'm going to run to my car. The security guard is like, "Hey, man, if it's something that you don't want to keep or don't want to show, just keep it in your pocket." And I was like, "You don't fucking understand what I'm trying to get into this show right now." So I went outside, I ditched it in the wall, and then we went in, and I immediately called Tyler, and I was like, "Tyler, you need to go find this confetti cannon. You got to run to the bathroom, us over the fence." Shay's waiting out back there. Shay's sending him text messages like, "Bro, you can't come right now. There's a security chick smoking a cigarette."
For a fucking
Tyler,
cannon.
what do you do, bro? You have this fucking confetti cannon, and how'd you get it in?
Yeah, you told me it was like 10 or 15 feet past the door, so I found it sitting next to the wall. I didn't feel like walking all the way around to the alley, so I was like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna try to sneak it in. I'm gonna see if this guy will just not bug me about it. I'm just gonna sneak it in." So I put it in my pants and went through the scanner, and yeah, they were like, "Do you have some metal in your pockets?" And I was like, "Fuck!" I just pulled it out. I was like, "Look, it's a confetti cannon. It's for the band. Do you mind if I take it in?" They're like, "Yeah, no problem at all. But try not to pop it." And I was like, "I can't promise that, but I'm gonna take it in." So
Yeah, no,
yeah, they let me take it in.
Yeah, sure. I'm just gonna bring this in and not do anything with it. All right, bro.
It was in my pants and in my boxers too, by the way. So
of course you did. And so he fucking gets in and he tells me, he's like, "Yeah, no, I just told the guy." I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? I could have just told the guy, like, hey, it's for the band." But obviously I didn't want to put an even bigger target on my fucking back with what was going on. So Tyler got it in. I got strapped. I immediately let Cortland know. I'm like, "CJ, bro." And I lift up my shirt. I'm like, "I'm strapped." And I show him the confetti cannon. He's like, "Fuck yeah."
Yeah, that's all. He's like, yes.
We were into it. I don't remember what song it was, but it was one of the first 2 songs, and there was this great transition. And I looked to both you guys. I was like, "No, I fucked it up. I missed it." Because like normally, what I'm waiting for is like that change back or that come back into a
Yeah.
song.
like a build up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like an EDM song. They build it up and then it drops again, and then you want to pop it.
drop the beat, fucking hit the cannon. So like in Wargasm, it's like when he's going and he does that fucking weird voice changer thing. They go right back into Wargasm. Boom! Like that was, dude. I literally like.
I think the song you ended up setting it off at was during Too Many Cats.
Yeah, it was Too Many Cats.
Was it Too Many Cats? Okay, because I remember that, because that's the song that I passed out during at that fucking Globe Hall show when they all meowed at me and it knocked me out.
Oh, yeah, fucking CJ. So what was great was I obviously we were right up front. CJ's fucking like right here in front of us, and he saw me being like, "No, fuck, I fucked up," and literally about 30 seconds before the transition comes, he goes, "It's coming." Like he's fucking playing. He looks at me. He goes, "It's coming," and fucking
yeah.
Then the bass player looks at me like, "What the fuck are you two up?" Yeah. And then I'm just waiting, and then boom, pop that bitch off. Honey Hole was front and center with us. He got a fucking great video. Tyler got an awesome video because he not only got me popping it, but then he got all the crowd and everything.
Yeah.
And it just fucking, it set it off. Eric had sent me a message. He's like, "Bro, 10 out of 10 on the timing. That was so fucking good."
And they loved it too. They loved it. They were all smiling.
Den pulled me up after the show, and he's like, "I had no fucking clue what you and CJ were up to," and then I just saw the cannon in your hand. I was like,
we're going to get a reputation, and venues are going to start checking us for train whistles and confetti cannons, and it's going to be a problem, but I'm here to push for it until we get called out for it.
Bro, it's funny. One of my buddies, the production manager at the Mishawaka, had commented on one of the videos, and he's like, "Please don't pop off confetti cannons unless you're going to clean it up." And I was like, "Well, listen, I've never popped one outside, right? Like,
yeah.
And don't fucking pretend that like you can't get a push broom and like rock through this shit and get it. Like these books are throwing all sorts of shit on the ground, right?
Yeah.
So, like,
I mean, I get it. It's one more thing to clean up, and confetti's annoying as hell. Sure it is. I'll never forget one time we had a bags tournament, a cornhole, whatever you want to call it, at my local bar, and the winner set off a confetti cannon. And we were finding confetti, and to be clear, this was like the tiny glittery confetti stuff, and we were finding that shit in the bar for the next year and a half. So, like, I get it, but also it's a lot of fun, and generally speaking, everybody enjoys it.
Yeah, I've seen the glitter, which is fucked, but mine are the big strips, which is still bullshit. But, like, I also, because, like, at Billy, there's other people that have brought in, like, the little hand poppers, and we were bringing in the donger, right? Like, it's fucking 18 inches. It is big and fucking loud. And I never, because somebody's like, "Aren't you worried about somebody thinking it's a gun?" And I'm like, "Well, no, I never really fucking thought about that." But, like, when you see all the fucking confetti falling, you, like, figure it out.
Yeah, so on that same note, the one time I went to Fish Halloween in Vegas, we had a case of confetti cannons, and the whole weekend was just finding excuses to set the confetti cannons off in our hotel room. Like, I would step out of the shower and be soaking wet, and this is a pro tip for you guys: if you hit your friend with a confetti cannon when they get out of the shower, it's hilarious and it will make them angry. It just all sticks. It's such a dick move. But we did that. By the end of the weekend, the confetti had moved out of the hotel room and down the hall 30 feet in each direction, probably. And so we definitely got a charge for that. But it didn't occur to us. And this is bringing it back around to what you had said about people being worried it was a gun. The hotel we did this at was the exact same hotel a floor below where that guy posted up to shoot at that country music festival. So, like, on our way out the door, I remember we were talking to one of the cleaning people when we were leaving for the weekend, and she was upset. She's like, "There's going to be a charge for this, and you're lucky nobody thought that was a gun." And then we all realized, we're like, "Oh, we could not have picked a..." Sorry, guys. Like, everybody in the room next to us probably thought something horrible was happening in our room, but we're just all spun and drunk, blasting confetti cannons off at each other for fun.
That's like somebody's going to airport security, be like, "Hold on, I got lip balm in my bag. I got lip balm in my bag."
What? Tackles ass, yeah.
And like, God damn it. But then the other thing is, obviously, we brought the fucking whistles again, right? And, like, I had to buy some because fucking Tyler lost my good one. Shay bought 3 good ones, right? Or 4 good ones?
3 or 4 good ones, yeah.
I kept buying little dick whistles that didn't work, and then I bought more from somewhere else. Ace Hardware, I bought another 5 of them for this show. And they were okay, but bro, we need to fill a room with like 100 fucking whistles. Cause
That's
like,
gonna fucking bust everyone's eardrums, but I'm here for it.
dude, I feel like even we'll get permission, right? We'll put Magoo stickers on them, and then we can fucking promote it for the band. But like, how sick would that be to just have them ripping all at the same fucking time? Just
And now, go ahead.
You're gonna get drunk people that are gonna do it at the worst time,
That's
bro.
that
And
is
everybody's gonna be like, all right, enough
Ian
with
is
the
Alex,
fucking
and it's Shay's
whistles.
Yes, yes. She's a little lover, but like yeah, she'll see that's the thing though. That's a slippery slope because it's in your head. It's funny because the whole audience is doing it right when they want to, when it should be done, and it works. But you're gonna get a room full of hammered ass wooks that are just blowing train whistles all night, and it's gonna ruin the show. So there's definitely a gradient here before it ruins the concert.
Well, now we need somebody like CJ to be like, hold, okay,
Hold.
right?
Yeah.
Because he said that eventually. He's like, where are the whistles at? And we were fucking ready, right?
Ooh. There was a guy beside me, and he was like only there for a little bit, and he goes, "Oh, you're one of those guys, huh?" And I was like, "Yeah." By that time, I was 3 sheets to the wind. I was like, I was because I was taking it so easy before my flight.
But dude, and that's why it's like it's fun, but you're 100% right. Because like fuck, if you just keep doing it constantly, it's awful, right? And like the
Yeah.
timing is the most important part. But like, there's got to be a way that we can fucking do it. And
I'm going to spend some time researching because now I'm sure, just like anything, like you can get a running shoe or you can get a fucking running shoe. You know what I mean? So like I want to know like who has the top tier Gucci train whistle? What company produces the perfect train whistle? And then we're gonna see what we can find.
some chick came up to me after the show, and she had a stainless steel, like
Ooh.
actual train whistle.
That's all. Are you talking about like the slide whistle or the?
But it was a train, so it looked like a slide
Oh,
whistle.
that's
It was
sick.
a train, and it was fucking loud. And I was like, girl, I need me one of them.
Yes, that's yes.
I need one of them. But for the time being, we can throw out some wooden train whistles, right, and get shit done. So it was fun. There was lots of fucking Magoo, dude. Oh my god, like fucking Christ. I was making jokes because Nicole's like, God, you're gonna go see the same band for the sixth time in 3 weeks. I'm like, fuck yeah, I am.
Yeah, I am. Because they're awesome, they're local, and it's cheap and easy to get tickets because they're local.
Dude, but it's cool because then, like, now we keep inviting more and more people, right?
Yep.
The room keeps getting bigger and bigger, and then more people come. People came for Silas Herman that then saw fucking Magoo, right? Like, those boys literally blew the house down. Like,
Yeah, that is fun. Like Julie and Rick had pointed that out. They're like, "Wow, you guys, your crew's getting bigger." Because originally it was just me and Alex, and then I met you guys, and we started going. And now, and this is one of those moments. Excuse me. Our buddy Tad, the Tad, he after they finished, when they did that really really gnarly breakdown, when they all clustered together in the center of the stage and were just killing it, toward the end, he like when it ebbed back down and it was just going into like the slower pace, lower end stuff because they were transitioning to a new song. Yeah, turned around and looked at him and he goes, "All right, I get it. They got it." Like, because I've been yelling at Tad. He lives in Denver. He's like, you could have gone to any of these shows super easily. He's like, yeah, whatever. It's another local jam band. There's a million of them. And then when we finally got him to go see him at Winter Wondergrass, he's like, oh, okay, this is different. These guys are they legit, they have it. Like this is a lot of fun and it's very good. And now he's sold, so he's being like, all right, so when's the next one? When are we going?
oh, he's already ready to go to Salida next
Yeah,
week.
yeah, he's ready to go to Salida next week. So that's hilarious. And I was so that subtle plug. If you're interested and you're in Salida and you're listening at some brewery, Trace.
It's a free show, bro.
It's the brewery's 5th or 6th anniversary, and it's a free show. They're playing from like 7 to 10 or 7 to 11, I think. It's something like that. So
it's only 2 hours away from Denver too. So
yeah, it's not bad. It's like, yeah, and I'm in Boulder, and it's like 2 hours and 50 minutes or something for me. So really considering that one. And and I just want to say, like, we sing these guys' praises a lot, and we tell people to go get them, but like a lot of this growth is just that natural progression. It's people who I talked to at least 2 or 3 people at that show in Denver who had never heard of them before they saw them on the side stage at Wondergrass, and then had decided to come to this show. And then actually I talked to one guy who only came to the show because of Magoo, and he'd never heard of Silas Herman. He's like, this is awesome. I got 3 great new bands. And I was like, yeah, that's the problem with living in this area. Say bye to your wallet, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's also where it's super fucking cool, right? Because, like, yes, we can go and chase all these huge names, but then you can catch some of these smaller names, and, like, Colorado is literally a fucking mecca for music,
Yep.
right?
I had somebody tell me at a concert once, and it was a photographer that worked for, I want to say someone that bounces around to all the Z2 venues, like the Fox and Boulder Theater and all that. He told me that the Denver area has more venues per capita than anywhere else in the country. And I didn't confirm that, but I believe it, because I can think of probably anywhere between 30 and 50 places I could see a decent show within an hour of my house.
Well, most of the bars have live music patios, or so I'm sure they're going to consider those as
they do.
venues,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Most of the bars have stages, kind of like Nashville, So
yeah, it's great.
Yeah, and I know the Pickpockets had actually played a full 2-set show at New Terrain the day before. So Thursday week. And so, I mean, you can check everything out. On Friday and Saturday, Friday was Silas and Magoo. On Friday and Saturday, Spungel was playing at the Mission. So there's a whole nother fucking crazy venture to go out in there. And it's cool because, like, we have these options, right? But it's really cool because you can see these smaller bands at smaller venues. And, like, for Magoo, watching them grow, like you said, in the progression and changing. So, like, Paul left as the bassist, and then Denton came in, and now they're trying to go, and they're challenging themselves. And, like, if you don't follow them on the internet, Dobro, I'm kidding, Dobro Dylan, fucking, dude, he's always posting, like, rolling, right?
Yeah.
Like, just saying his fucking Dobro, and, like, you see these boys are putting in time. Eric is a fucking phenomenal picker, bro. Like,
yes. And he has gotten, like, from the first time because the first time I saw them was 2 years ago, maybe a little over 2 years ago, opening for Shadowgrass.
Right before the 50th anniversary of Teddy Ride, right?
Yes, yeah. It was around that time. It would have been that year because they opened for Shadowgrass at Cervantes the Other Side. So, and I remember that was one of those ones where I saw the opening band, and I was like, I've never heard of that band before. I'll try to get there early, but, like, I'm in this for Shadowgrass. And normally I try to get to see the opener, too. And we came in halfway through their set, and the place was packed. And I remember getting up in front to the right along the wall in front of Dylan, and he kicked on that distortion to his dobro and started shredding. And I was like, oh, they're one of those bluegrass bands. Okay. And then I've been obsessed with them ever since. And now to come back 2 years later and they're headlining the same venue is really cool to see.
Yeah, they're very confident on stage, man. Like, I've seen a huge difference since the first time I've seen them. They're getting tighter. They're getting better.
Yeah. The point I was trying to make, but a lot of Sun and Michelob Ultra. But from then to now, it's a notable difference. Like, they were good then, but you can tell they practice and they practice and they practice and they keep playing shows and they're just getting better and better, and it's a lot of fun to watch a band evolve like that.
They got a dobro too, which is like
I am a real simp for any band with a dobro. Yes, like, I love the way it sounds, and it's one of my favorite acoustic instruments.
Dylan, when he kicks that on, he goes heavy with that dobro.
Yeah. And it's like
he means business too.
Yeah, and it's that, like, and I don't know anything about the notes and stuff, but it sounds similar to that, like, heavy drop D, like, tuning you get in a lot of early nu metal bands. That really metallic, scratchy, heavy sound, and it's so much fun on a dobro.
Dude, and that's why, like, I tell people, they're like, oh, what do you listen to? I was like, oh, I love bluegrass. And they think, like, fucking country twang, like, and, like, I love that shit, too, right? Like, I love the traditional foundational stuff. But some of this jamgrass is, like, it transcends between jam and bluegrass and heavy metal and all these different things. Like, fucking, CJ came out in his fedora, and I thought for sure we were getting another Michael Jackson cover.
Oh, I will always hope to get to see them cover Billie Jean again. It was Billie Jean, wasn't it? Yeah.
Billy Strings is not my lover.
Billy Strings.
Yeah, I was like, blow ball. I remember.
Yeah, it was. That's the one. It was so good, I lost consciousness. Yep, it was. Yep. Yeah. So that's the last thing I remember fully. And then I remember waking up to, it looks like we meowed too hard, folks. Let's get this guy outside. And I fucking, but it's funny because we joke, but, like, that I was constantly aware of that at that show because it was so fucking hot in there, that I was like, all right, cool, I'm gonna go outside and cool off because I can't have this happen again. I just can't. I have to be self-aware enough of that. But I was heavily hydrated. To your point, like I drank so much water, I had to pee every 10 minutes. So I was like, I'm so hydrated, yay!
Well, and then it's a double-edged sword, right? Because like none of us are small people, and then
No.
we're right at the front, right? It's like fuck your view. We're here to see this
Yeah.
band.
Sorry, guys. You know something else I love seeing about what those guys have been doing. We've mentioned everybody and how great they are, but like we got to reiterate the bassist Denton Turner, who's playing bass for them now. He fucking slaps the dog shit out of that thing, and having him in there, it's a lot of fun because they previously I didn't see him do this as much. But with him, maybe it's just because he's more comfortable. I don't know how this stuff works, but he's get it. I'm seeing more bass solos these days, and I don't think I'm imagining that. I think that's a conscious choice, and that was a lot of fun to see too. Because there was one thing where they were doing where it was I was watching him play, like looking past you, and he's just all over that fucking just beating the hell out of it. It was so rad.
He gets those like dark bass lines too going.
Yeah,
like, super dark, almost like a heavy metal. Like
what I've
dubstep
heard
bass
is
line.
you have two faces with them. He either gives zero fucks at all, and he could be like anywhere, just fucking fucking into it, right? And he's fucking but yeah, buddy, get it. And Paul was a great bass player too, but to your point, Shay, I feel like they've tried to like journey and go out and then come back. I don't know if that changed, and it'll be nice because we have fucking told them that they are not getting away from us. They're gonna come in here and they're gonna fucking talk to us because they don't have a choice. I will fucking pick other than Dylan. I'll fuck them up.
No way, dude. Eric is such a nice guy that you'd like go to grab him, and it'd be like one of those movies where the old kung fu master just grabs your fist and pushes it to the side effortlessly, and he's like, absolutely not.
It's so funny. So we actually saw Eric, and we're gonna talk about this a little bit. We saw Eric after something had happened in the bar after the show, and I was just talking to him similar to this, man. And I was just telling him like, bro, I'm just so proud of you guys. Like, you're writing new songs, you're practicing, you're playing, you can see it, you can see all of them, but you can also see how much fucking fun they're having on it, right?
Yes.
And like, that's the thing, is to see that joy. And like obviously we fucking love it, and they fuck hard, and like they play really, really well, and I know where these boys are going, right? Like we all see it, we saw it 2 years ago. So it's really exciting to be on this journey, but I'm pretty sure I hugged him like 3 times, and by the third hug, he's like, "Oh, we're doing this again." And they fucking gave me a hug. He's like, "Okay, Kodi,
go away, you big bastard, get out of here."
He can't fucking stop me." But it was super weird. So like, after the show, it was fucking awesome. We got to see everybody. Got to talk to Silas. We got a picture with Dylan. We talked to Eric. Talked to all the boys. I talked to Denton about the fucking confetti cannon. The only one I didn't get to talk to was CJ, but. We ended up, Shay, you obviously had T-minus 3.5 hours to leave for the airport.
Oh.
So Tyler, myself, Tad, and our buddy, who was space traveling.
Yes.
He's like, "No, you guys, I can walk in like 10 minutes. We're like, "No, you're fucking coming with us. We're going to go to the bar. We're going to like figure this out, right?" And so we go to the bar across the street, 715 or something like that. We're hanging out. What was super funny was Shay. I wish you would have been there. We're walking across the street. The first thing I did when I got out, which I always do at any show, is I go and I do fake nitrous noises to see all the...
the nitrous was in full force on that street. I have never come out of Cervantes and seen it like that. I'm sure it's like that. I just not seen it.
The nitrous game was strong. So some chick was flopped out across the street. So then I went to be like, "Oh yeah, she's fucking this up. Like, this is what's up." And then all I hear is, "Dylan!" And dumb fuck Dylan from Dylanception at Renewal.
That's amazing.
And he's like, "Dylan, it's you!" And fucking so we're bullshitting, having fun. And I'm like, "All right, I gotta get the fuck out of here, Dylan. Have fun." And so for people that
this is not the Dylan from Magoo. This is one of a much larger group of. It's a subspecies of Dylan.
So let's be honest. Let's tell the story. Shay and I, after Renewal, we were walking around and we were sitting on top of a hill watching some pick happening. These kids were fucking butchering Pretty Daughter, and they're like, "All right, mandolin Dylan, and then guitar Dylan," and then somebody's like, "I'm Dylan from Dylan," and I was like, "I'm Dylan with an H," and then so like they're like, "Oh, Dylan," and So, God, we were fucking idiots. But so then anytime anybody was coming up, we were all just saying, oh, what's your name? And we were all just going, Dylan, 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 Dylan.
Yep. And at one point we had, and we may have even told this story before, but I don't care. Like, I'm pretty sure we ruined those guys' pick. Sorry, whoever you were, if you're listening. Not really. It was fun. Yeah, because it's like a group of like 10 of us up there being like, Dylan.
So the guy that found me, I called him Dumb Fuck Dylan because this dude, it got introduced to like 7 of us, and we're all like, yeah, I'm Dylan. And he's like, oh, fuck, I'm Dylan. This kid's actual name is Duncan. And then he was there, and he's listening to us, and we continue to do the bit for like 5 or 10 minutes because obviously we have nothing better to do. And then he turns and he goes, fuck, that's not your real name, is it? I'm like, fuck, Dylan.
No, of course not. All 10 of us are not named Dylan, bro.
But dude, so what's hilarious is we go over to 715, get into the back patio, and then there's this chick and this other dude sitting, and he's huffing balloons. Nitrous game was strong, and he's like, "Oh, hey, what's your name?" And I was like, "Oh, my name's Dylan." He's like, "Oh, my name's Dylan too. It's nice to meet another Dylan." And then I keep doing the bit, and his girlfriend's like, "That's not his name." And she's like, "What's your name? I want to know your name." And I like explain Dylan's section. Yeah, we're having a good time, just bullshitting, vibing out, having a beer, trying to fucking get our buddy back onto planet Earth before we like go home, right? Or like let him walk. We obviously didn't. Tad ended up bringing him home, but it was wild. So we were hanging out, chilling on the backside. I'd gotten on the other side of the fence because I wasn't drinking. I was driving. We're just chatting, bullshitting. And it was super weird because we're just standing out there, and then all of a sudden, some dude like walks up, right? And walks up to me and he's like, hey man, you're famous. And I'm like, the fuck I am. I'm not famous. Like, not at all, bro. Like, not at all. And it was super bizarre because like it started with this person pretending to not know who I was, right? Or like know who I was
That
from,
you knew who he was, correct?
I did not.
Oh, at the time you didn't recognize him in person?
I had no
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
no.
What happened was this person is part of the scene, and had acquired something that we've done an episode about, and I made it very clear on how I stood and what I was going, and I was trying to make sure that we were keeping it in the hands of fans, right? Like I didn't want us to exploit what was going on, and I feel like Tyler can do a better job of coming in and telling some of the details of the story, because for me it was like fucking Will Ferrell, right? Like I'm sitting here, this dude comes, I thought it was like a friendly conversation, and then all of a sudden, really quickly, you start to realize that it's not a friendly conversation, right?
Yeah.
And this dude is like accosting me, getting pretty aggressive, right? He got so aggressive, and I'm not, like, most people see me and they're like, oh, you're a frumpy fat guy. I am 6'4", 290 pounds. I am not a small human being. This person stepped up into my face, right? And was telling me that he deserved for me to give him a chance, right? And what he was trying to do is talk about what he's doing with this program and this service that he's providing, which I think should be free, right? I definitely think that you shouldn't be capitalizing off of our scene to find information that's readily available, right? And then now you're going to gatekeep it and try to charge money for it or whatever it is. And I was like, fuck that. Like, let's not do that. And so this dude's trying to tell me, like, what's going on. And I stopped him. And I was like, listen, man, I understand what you're doing. I knew what you were doing months ago when I talked about it, which is why I tried to talk and help you. I wasn't trying to piss anybody off. I was literally extending a hand saying, like, hey, let's keep this resource within the family, right? Within the community. Let's not exploit it. And it was fucking wild, man. And at some point, Tyler, I had to shove Tyler back because Tyler's ready to throw hands.
I love that. You know what? It's not always the solution, but it's always good to have a buddy that's down to clown. So I appreciate that about you, Tyler.
He was saying some nasty stuff, man, and it was getting frustrating.
I'm glad I was not there because I don't like. I'm the kind of person that if you, unless I'm having a really bad day, typically if you come at me personally, I don't care. I know I'm delightful. I'm great. It's fine. I'm charming all the time. I'm never a problem to be around. But that's sarcasm. when you fuck with my friends, it bothers me in a way. The switch just flips, and I can feel my head gets, your brain swells inside your head. You get mad, and I've gotten myself in some scrapes like that. So I'm kind of glad I had to take off because I in a scenario like that, it is rare that I seek to de-escalate.
And so that's where I was. I was very surprised with myself in the state of mind that I was in. I did a very good job of just like cutting it. When he stepped in front of me, I was fucking ready, right? And I was like, I don't remember what I said. I was like, you do not want to do that.
Yeah.
Like, you better back the fuck off, right? And I said, listen, I'm not going to sit here and give you a chance that you think you deserve because you're exploiting the scene, right? And I'm not going to sit here and let you exploit the scene. I'm just fucking not. And this dude was a clown, right? And so I cut it off. I walked away. Tara's like, fuck yes. Like, yes, dude, that was fucking awesome. That was so fucking great. So the four of us are like walking away. This dude like starts to pet a dog and then starts coming running back at us. And he goes, this what you're doing? Because we're talking about it. Because it was fucking weird, bro. Like left field, like we were vibing at time, and then it was fucking not, right? So we're all talking, trying to figure out, like, well, what the fuck do we do now? I was just trying to walk away to de-escalate it, and he runs back up the block and he goes, this, because we're all talking in a circle, this is not bluegrass, man. This isn't bluegrass. And I was like, get the fuck out of here. Like,
he was screaming it, dude. He was very triggered, and he was screaming at us, and it's just it was an odd. He's by himself, um, late at night. He's not from Colorado, doesn't live out here. It was just a strange situation, man. I got a lot of bad vibes from it. I feel like we were kind of stalked or something, dude. I don't know. It threw me off.
well, so
But when he walked up to me, before he got to you, Kodi, um, I'm wearing like a Jigger Sia shirt, and he passed. I don't recognize him, and he points at me, and then points at my face, and was like, "Oh," like he knew who I was, right? And then he walked directly over to Kodi, and that's when he's like, "Hey, you're famous."
he pretended to not know me,
I
right?
know.
Like, you very fucking clear. Like, CJ, I was being a dick at the end of the Magoo show, being like, CJ, we just want to go home. And it's like, CJ's literally in the mic, be like, Kodi wants to go home. So, like, fucking, like, and I mean, I shot at Confetti, and I'm in a fucking high visibility sweater, right? Like, I'm fucking loud and obnoxious. I'm sorry, I'm not. But like you knew I was there, right? And so I definitely do feel like he was on the hunt, right? And it was very fucking weird. And so we cut it off, and I just fucking moved forward, and it was weird, and it fucking didn't push my buttons the right way. But at the end of the day, I felt like what I
He
was.
must have had some beers or something because I ran into the same dude very early on in the show, like right as the pickpocket. I like the pickpockets came on, and I ran back to get like a beer or something for Alex. And I ran into him at the bar, and he was extremely cordial. But it sounds like he threw some back and was feeling froggy afterwards.
It was wild, man, because he was telling me like, oh, I'm doing this. Like, I started this because I was at a show with my wife, and then I didn't get to do. And it's like, bro, like, what fucking stories are you making up and telling yourself? You're trying to justify what you're doing. I literally called you out for what you're doing. You bought something so that you can then charge people. And then he was what fucking pissed me off. He's just like, then we could do the same thing for 3,200 other bands.
Yes, like Magoo.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck that. You're not going to come here and fucking capitalize on every band because you think there's some opportunity for you to make some fucking thing. And it was like, it was fucking wild. And so it sucked. I thought about not talking about it, and obviously we haven't been super detailed, but fuck that guy and fuck that bullshit. You're never going to get a fucking chance. You can suck a fat dick. Sorry.
Wow.
I was so proud of Kodi, Shay. It was amazing, man.
Yeah.
Because he gave this guy an opportunity to talk, and then we'll leave it at that. He gave this guy an opportunity to talk, and then Kodi got to speak because there was some thing, he was talking shit about Kodi behind his back. Like that's a fact. We know that happened, right? So like, there's no really reeling that back in. There was no apology about that. So he gave him a chance, and then Kodi spoke up, and he did not like that. That's when he stepped up in his face, and then I was like, "Hey, buddy, we're done there."
Sway me or sell me, or maybe he thought that I'd be interested in money to then promote whatever it is that he's trying to do. And that's not what we're about, right? Like, we are literally about the scene. When you come and hang out with us and you see us at a show, we're not fucking chomping. We are, well, I mean, sometimes Shay talks a little too much.
Listen, I had you hit me with a literal handful of those Chomper cards, and I get it, but our friend who was space traveling needed talked down. He kept being like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "You ate 8 grams of mushrooms. That's what's happening. I hope you're okay with that." Like, dude, like,
He asked you 10 times.
yeah. And eventually he's like, How much did I take?" And I was like, 400 pounds. A million pounds. Like he kept asking, and everybody kept being like 80 pounds of mushrooms. You ate 80 pounds of mushrooms. Like that.
Yeah, it's so funny.
But
We
it's
had
fun.
fun.
Like, so we got through, went home, had a good time, and it sucks because actually, Tyler, you and your wife went to Mihali and the hip abduction, right?
Yeah, last night, yeah. And
Yeah.
Ogden Theater, yeah. It was awesome.
Yeah. So he and his wife went out on a date night because they had asked us to go, and we're like, no, fuck that. Go have a date, hang out with each other, have fun. And it was weird because Tyler is sending me a text while he's there. He's like, God damn it, bro. There are so many fucking choppers. So what was going on?
Yeah, we get there, and obviously, like, Mihali from Twiddle, he's my wife's favorite, man. She loves Mihali, and so we get there early. We get up front. We're just a couple people back from the rail. Ready, and then Mihali comes out, and this chick kind of wanders into the pit, just kind of wobbling in by herself. And you know how they do when they're trying to get up front, they act like they're trying to find somebody. They're looking around, going, "I'm trying to find my friend," and then they just
Stop.
And you're like, "Buddy,
Guys,
get out."
public announcement, folks. Everyone knows what you're doing, and it's not okay. Like if you manage to like work your way to the front naturally, and you find a spot, people, it ebbs and flows. Like we've talked about this, and that's whatever. But this thing that people do where they're like, well, I'm just gonna stand directly in front of you, and I'm gonna look left and right for a few minutes, like I'm pretending to look for. Guys, it's not.
Yeah, like,
you're not holding anybody.
No, she walks in, but she's like, "I'm looking for my friend," but she's looking up in the Ogden Theater balconies, right? But she's in the front of the pit. I'm like, if your friend, get up there and look for your friend. I mean, your friend's not in the pit. But anyway, I looked at my wife and I was like, here we go. I didn't say nothing. It is what it is, man. And we had enough space. So it was okay. She stood in front of this short lady, and it was just kind of fucked up. But right when Mihali came out, me and my wife are dancing, we're singing, and she starts chomping, and she's trying to talk to us. Aubrey's like, you know, and then this dude looks at me that's sitting next to her, says something, and then I kind of shush him and I point at the stage like, "Hey, pay attention." And then my wife's giving me that look like she's fed up. And this is like her favorite artist up there, her favorite songwriter of all time. And he's like ripping it, he's doing awesome, and she's like losing it. She's getting pissed. So she looks back at him and just pops off. She's like, "Can you guys shut the fuck up? We're at a concert," like pretty loud. And I'm like, "Oh shit, here we go." And this guy's like, "You're killing the vibe. What do you expect at a concert?" They're talking. And I'm like, "Hey man, shut the fuck up," Um, so yeah, this lady kept going, and she wouldn't shut up. Then they started kind of mouthing off behind our backs, and then Aubrey, it
So then
put
it just
Aubrey in tears, man.
it just added fuel to the chopper fire. They just
Yeah,
did
and and it's this is a good example of what it does, right? So like Mahali's music means a lot to my wife. We get there, we've been looking forward to the show. We get there, and we're all zoned in and we're loving it. And this person is talking so loud that you can't even pay attention to what Mahali's saying up there. So um, she started, she was like, "Hey, let's just go. Let's go to the back." We had to leave the pit. My wife was in tears. As we're walking out, this older lady with a Mihali shirt on saw my wife and with tears, because my wife's so mad. She points at her and she's like, "Come here, you need a hug." And we're still in the pit as we're exiting the pit, and this lady was like, "Come here right now. I'm gonna give you a hug." She didn't know what was going on. She didn't know she's mad because there's people that won't shut up, and it's their favorite artist, whatever. She's like, "Just let me give you a hug. You need a hug." Sit there and hug my wife for a couple minutes, and she's like, "Go enjoy yourself." We're like, "All right, let's go to the back." And then
Tyler in the eyes, be like, "What this piece of shit do to you?"
You tell me now, and I'll have him killed.
I look back at this guy that was next because he sees my wife crying, and I'm like, "All right, go hang out with this lady for a minute, man. She wants to cheer you up." And then I look at this guy behind me. I'm like, "There's people talking down there," and that's why she's like, because I was like, people probably think that I'm like, "We gotta go. You're too drunk or whatever, right? You're ruining it. We gotta go." So I was like, "Yeah, it's not me, dude. It's somebody talking down there." And she's just, she's pissed off. So But then hip abduction came out, man, and we went to the back, kind of by the ramp that goes down to the pit. We stayed in the little alleyway and danced our asses off all night. It was awesome, man. Hip abduction was really, really cool.
Hip abduction is
Oh, they were
really fun.
awesome, man. Yeah, yeah.
I
They
saw
have
Mishawaka, and they killed it up there. So
yeah, it was awesome, man. They're super, super good.
I don't think I've ever heard of those guys. I'll have to check them out.
It's reggae, yeah. I mean, it's fun. They do some cool stuff.
But I'm gonna blame fucking Twiddle Kids, okay? Because like I'm just gonna say it. It's probably the fucking Twiddle Kids.
That
Like,
probably
oh,
is.
here, fucking, I'm here for Mihali. I'm just gonna fucking chop the whole goddamn time. It's like you're at a concert. Yeah, you're at a fucking concert.
That's what I'm saying. It made no sense when he said that. I turned back and I shook my head, going, and I go, "What the fuck?" He goes, "You're at a concert." Like, gets into my wife's face, and he's like, "You're at a concert. What did you expect?" And I'm like, "Mahali's up here ripping it. So what do you mean? What did you expect? We're supposed to hit cigarette. It's not a bar, bro. Go to the back. Go to the bar in the back."
It is
So
wild. And I feel like obviously we did like the Madness thing, and Chompers was one of the finalists, and like it's such a problem, but how the fuck do we deal with it, right? Like, how do we? Because obviously I'm big, and you guys have seen, like, even at the Magoo show in Colorado Springs, I had those college girls that are just fucking talking, and I was like, hey, like, and I try to be nice about it, right? Like,
That's all you can do. You can nicely ask, like, hey, I can hear you more than the music. Can you stop talking so loudly? Like, that's generally my go-to. And then, yeah, I mean, I don't know what you do after that.
you can whisper, like you can
Yeah.
bend down, get into their ear, and whisper, but people
There is
yell.
a technique to speak
There
to
is.
someone at a show. You don't talk to someone at a show sitting like this, like you would, like, we're sitting in it, standing next to you. You lean in, and your ears are basically touching, or your lips are basically touching their ears, and you talk into their ear. Like, that's how you do it, and it usually is fine. You don't scream at each other to hear each other over the music.
like, hold on, I gotta talk louder than the band.
Yeah.
Doing this spreadsheet at work right now. It's
What's
really fucking frustrating. Like, god damn it.
What's annoying is the lady that made my wife cry. She turned around to this couple she doesn't know, right? She wanders into the pit by herself, acting like she's looking for a friend. Turns around while Mahali's playing and goes, "So, where are y'all from?" And then they just start chopping. I'm like, "What are you doing here, man? If you don't like Mahali, if you're not here for Mahali, if you're here for hit production, then go to the back or something. Just shut up." So it's just stupid.
It is fucking wild. We gotta figure out a way to do it. But what's nice is there's always the next one, right? And I'm sorry for Obs that she had to go through that. I know she made a super sweet post on Facebook, because she's right? Like,
Yeah.
you don't understand what somebody that's coming to the show, how much the music means to them, or what it got through them. Like, we've talked a lot about, like, trauma bonding and how music helps our soul, and we call it church, and like this is where we recharge, and a lot of us love this community for a reason. And so when things like that happen, it's just disrespectful, right? It's like, think about if somebody was talking to their friend in the church pews while somebody is giving a sermon, right? That would never fucking fly.
No, not at all.
Fucking fly, right? And I understand that people are like, oh, you're comparing going to a concert, going to church, but for some people that literally is what it is, right? And so there's got to be a healthy way for us to figure it out. I'm just gonna be an asshole. I'm gonna be honest. I'm just gonna tell you to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I'll be nice.
I think you should get at least one nice. The cards are funny. I love the Chomper cards because it's the same reaction every time. You just hand it to them and they read it and they start to laugh. They go, "Aw," because they realize you're telling them to shut the fuck up.
I hold the card, I go, shh, and then I hand it to them. Like, shut the fuck up.
I want to get one made that has either my face on the other side or my face just in some position. But
no, we need to remake them, obviously, because I think that was the last stack. Because I think I got like 1,500 for renewal.
I still keep finding them. I found like a stack of 50 in literally they had fallen off of my counter. And they were in like one of my shoes.
Yeah, bro, they're everywhere. And speaking of everywhere, fucking so. Did I know? Oh, when we were getting accosted or what's going on, this dude's like, do you even know who Mikey Hauser is? And I'm like, you're talking to a fish kid. Like, don't fucking talk to him. He doesn't know Widespread. He doesn't fucking know. So he doesn't know Hauser. He doesn't know Mikey. Like, don't fucking talk to him like that. And it pissed me off. But then I came home, instead of going to the show with Tyler, I'm sitting here listening to fucking Widespread. And at the end of the first set, who the fuck comes out? They had Daniel Donato on Thursday night, right? Came out and fucking ripped a Red Hot Mama. And then first set of Widespread Panic Sunday night, Jared motherfucking Walker.
Really?
Dude,
I did not know that.
He absolutely fucking crushed it. And it was so fucking great. And I have the biggest FOMO because I'm like, fuck, if there was a sit-in that I would want to see, like, I love Billy, but fucking Jared, I told Jared to his face, he's my baby bird. Set my baby bird free. I fucking
And his reaction was, okay. All right, that's cool, man.
But I told him, okay? And he's like, weirdo. Dude, he fucking ripped it a Lily, and then I think he finished with Ain't Life Grand. Like it was fucking awesome, and it was super cool to see because Widespread is one of the bands that I kind of cut my teeth on, right? And so then to see them, like Jimmy just went through a cancer scare, and so it was super fucking worrisome, and now they're playing less shows. But because they're not playing as much, the shows that they are playing are fucking phenomenal. So I was super stoked on that. I really liked seeing that sit-in, listening to it. I'm going to make you guys all listen to it. The other thing that I saw that was super fucking cool was Brownie from the Biscuits went down to Jazz Fest to New Orleans, and he fucking sat in with two dudes from Goose. So then it was like foie gras and the crumpets. So it's basically like Goose and Biscuits.
That's fucking amazing.
Bro, it was literally a fucking Biscuits show with Rick on the guitar. And it was funky. They played the super fucking funky slow ready. It was sick. So like the sit-ins, I've never been to Jazz Fest. I definitely want to get down there. I know they do like multiple weekends, don't they?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's definitely one of those, like, because that's a fucking cool town. Shay, obviously, you
I
just
fucking love New Orleans.
Bro, so I feel like we definitely need to get down to Jazz Fest, but it's cool because, like, the time of the year is coming. Spring is sprung, right? Festivals are happening. Shows are happening. Shit's getting wild, right? Shit is getting wild. And it's super fun. I'm stoked because things are starting to pick up for us, too, man. Shit's getting real over here. If only we had a fucking computer.
That sucks, man.
We're gonna be unstoppable when we have an actual mixer.
A mixer, live condenser mics,
Yes.
right? And multiple cameras.
Yes.
And then we're gonna get Tyler to come in here and play producer, so that we can start showing videos. We are leveling up our fucking game. But what's wild is we're getting so many amazing people to be responding to the show, right? We cracked 1,000 followers on Instagram, which is fucking crazy to me, because we've never put a dime into anything. We haven't partnered with anyone. We haven't taken any money. We haven't done shit from anybody. We've literally done this all organically. We're getting some fucking big names that are like, yeah, I'll do it. We even have shit coming this summer where once we get our shit together, we're going to be doing mini shows, like 3 songs in the fucking dungeon.
Yeah,
Well,
think
awesome.
of it as a Tiny Wook desk concert.
Exactly, yeah.
Tiny Wook concert, yes. And what we mean by that is literally the bands are only a couple inches tall.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
So they took 24 capsules of mushrooms.
Yeah, I regret nothing. That joke's, I stand by it.
Opened the dungeon, we're like, go get them, champ.
Yeah.
What's cool is you have enough space down there, and like I don't know, it's just gonna be a cool vibe, man. The lighting's cool in it. It's gonna be awesome. We'll get some help from some friends, some audio.
We've had multiple friends, reach out, and we haven't gotten our shit together enough to expect it, but we'll have to do that soon.
We all know audio's been an issue on this fucking podcast. I have misrecorded 2 full fucking episodes, right? Like,
Crushing it.
Andy Frasco had to help us troubleshoot our mics for 20 minutes before I got
That was amazing. I'm sure I want to believe like anybody that like because he knows a lot of people and he's talked to a couple people that want to come to our show, and I really desperately hope he's like, yeah, like we asked someone to be on the show, they reach out to Andy like, hey Andy, you're on the show, what's it like? He's like, oh, those guys are idiots, but you should do it.
They're fucking dumbasses. Just
Those idiots, yeah.
But it is fucking cool. I'm super proud of all of us. We're having a fucking blast. We're loving doing it. We're gonna continue to expand. We focused on bluegrass because that's our backbone, but
Yeah.
we're starting to get more into the jam scene, and we want people. Let us know, right? Like if you have somebody that you want, because we've also had super popular episodes just from talking to people within the scene, right? And we want people, our viewers, and the people that are listening. Like, we want you to be part of this. So if there's questions that you want us to answer, if there's people that you want us to have on here, if you're like, hey, I think that this person has a really fucking interesting story, send it to us. Send it to us. We would love to talk to people. It's not like, oh, I need to have all these huge names on here. Like, fuck that. Like, let's talk in the community. Let's build each other up. We're going to start doing some Mr. Rogers-esque type videos where we're going to have creators or vendors that are going to go through their process, right? Whether it's talking about custom framing or I just talked to Donovan, who's going to give us an entire walkthrough of how he does his bleach shirts, right?
Oh, that's cool.
So there's all sorts of cool
I
shit.
get so many shirt compliments on that fucking shirt that he made for me.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Dude, and that's what's cool. So like we wanna show other people. We want to truly be part of this community. Like obviously I stir the pot and I do shit on social media to get a response, but it's also an opportunity for us to have real conversations, right? And be like,
Yeah, and let me add to that, man. When you see Kodi or Shay at these concerts, go up and say hi. I mean, I know they might be intimidating, and they're usually really loud and screaming before these shows go on. But go up and say hi. I see. It's cool to see people recognize you guys both and walk up and say, "Hey, you're Shay. Hey, you're Kodi. Hey, I'm so and so. I love your stuff." Right. So come up and say hi and shoot the shit before these shows, and don't be intimidated by these big motherfuckers. So
I only play an asshole on the internet.
yeah, no, you're yeah.
I really am. Like I try to be cordial. You're never bothering me. I answer as many questions as I can because people send shit all the time, right? And anybody that has, I try to be super responsive. We want to make this something, right? And like I know Shay, they're like, oh well, what the fuck is this? And it becomes cool, right? Like
Yep.
yes, we have like bullshit like what happened at the bar, but we also had a half a dozen people that came. Like it was wild, right? Like it was super cool talking to the lead singer of the Pickpockets, and then somebody comes up and they're like, hey, have you heard this guy's podcast? And it's like, bro, that just locked me in. Like, thank you.
Yes.
That was fucking killer. Can you do that every time I try to talk
And
to
also,
you?
and yeah, definitely do that. And I've had a couple of interactions with people where they come up and be like, "Hey, man, you're hilarious. Can I get a selfie?" And maybe I'm 6 bourbons in, and it doesn't register. And there's a moment where I realize what's happening, and I seem very awkward. Do not take that as an indication that you're bothering me. It just catches me off guard so much, and it means a lot when people do that. When they're just like, "Oh, I want to get a selfie with you," and I'm like, "Seriously? All right, cool, man." It is really interesting to see that happen.
For Denver, there's not really something bringing in like the local bluegrass like this that I've seen. There's some stuff out of state, but there's nothing really like here locally in Denver. There's so many shows to go to, so we run into the same people constantly. Like we're not the only crazy ones out there to go see Magoo 6 times in 3 weeks. Like there's a lot of other people that do this, so it brings the community together. So yeah, you guys keep rocking it, man. It's awesome.
Also, send us bands because yes, we know some of these big names, but we also want up and comings, right? And like as
That's
much
one of
as
the best parts about doing this is I've discovered multiple bands I never would have heard of otherwise.
bro, so many, and I have people that like it's fucking wild to me because all the time that I spend like on Instagram or in like LinkedIn finding emails on websites to like reach out to people and like try to find guests, we've actually gotten to a point now where people reach out to us, which fucking blows my mind, right? Because like I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Like we literally have no fucking clue, but something is working, right? And what I keep telling everyone is I'm having a fucking blast doing it. I love doing it with you guys. I fucking enjoy it. It doesn't feel like hard. It does suck when we don't have the right stuff, but we're getting there. We're failing forward and we're growing. And it's super fucking awesome. And it is really cool to like see that community, right? Cuz like yeah, I can just like talk shit, but I also want to bring good and like make people feel good, right? And like hey, if you want to go to a show and you don't have a crew and you see that we're going, fucking come hang
Yeah.
out, right? Like
100%.
we have brought people in, like come fucking hang out. Like I'm not always gonna sit there and have a conversation with you while you're there, but at least you'll have fucking somebody to come and stand with, and at set break we can bullshit and do whatever it is, or afterwards.
Yeah, don't be shy. Come
Yeah,
on up.
not at all. So We got a lot of shit coming up in the next few weeks. Fucking stay tuned. We're going to try to do more of these episodes where it's us just bantering because I feel like when we're just doing the interviews, we don't get to show ourselves as much and like our personality in some of these stories. So we're trying to find a balance. And you guys can tell us, be like, we don't want to fucking hear you. Just interview people. Tell them.
That's fair. That is a fair piece of feedback.
I'm totally fine with that. I totally get, because what I tell people is like, this is for you guys. I would do this shit for me, right? Like I've told you guys this, like I would ask all these musicians these questions just because that's the shit that I like, right? And like I love talking to these people, and it's super fucking cool. And like it was dope because like I was posting that I was going to Silas, and Owen Murphy called me and he's like, bro, I just did Silas's fucking logo. Check this out. And like we're talking, he has a Further Frame show coming up and a lot of cool shit. He's actually going to be live painting on the Dwellers, and it's like, bro, this is literally one of my favorite poster artists, and now I'm just like fucking talking to him like he's my homie. And he is my homie, which is fucking amazing. And so I get to meet people like you guys are my best friends that have come from the fucking scene, right? And so it's pretty cool. I don't want to get sappy. I fucking love you guys. Fuck the douchebag at 715 and Magoo fucks. Go see them. When's
We're playing that
Saturday.
yeah, it's Saturday in Salida, and it's Trace Litros Beer Company in Salida.
Okay. Also know that they are playing at the Mishawaka Amphitheater.
Yes.
They are opening for Head for the Hills. I think it's the 19th or 20th.
17th, May 17th. Picking on the Pooter.
Yep, picking on the Pooter. So.
And if I've gotten that wrong, one of the guys in the band will correct me. So.
Yeah, sorry, boys. We'll get it out. But we fucking love you. We'll catch you guys next